What's up, everyone, and welcome. Some people are pulled out of retirement because they need money. Others may just be lonely, and yet others may be trying to stave off the effects of old age and, kind of have their minds and bodies perform the tasks that they've been doing for the last 30 years. But imagine if you could retire comfortably with lots of opportunities, and all of a sudden your boss is begging you on their hands and knees to please come back. In this episode, we're going to talk about Emotet again. Now, we've all heard the news that they're back online, or back from the dead, but many people simply don't realize the impact that this relaunch will most likely have on the threat landscape going forward. Let's review a little of the story, how they got knocked offline, how they came back online, and the importance of them coming back online and what it means to hackers, ransomware attacks, and all of this malicious stuff we review on a daily basis. And let's see what we can learn from this.
Oh, drat these computers. They're so naughty and so complex. I could pinch them.
Earlier this year, law enforcement and judicial authorities worldwide conducted a joint operation named Operation Ladybird, which disrupted the Emotet botnet. At the time, the investigators have taken control of its infrastructure in an international coordinated action. This operation was the result of a joint effort between authorities in the Netherlands, Germany, the United States, United Kingdom, France, Lithuania, Canada, Ukraine, and the international activity coordinated by Europol and Eurojust. We've heard all this before in one of my previous episodes, but let's continue to review it just to have that frame of mind. The law enforcement agency was able to take over at least 700 servers used as part of the Emotet's botnet infrastructure. The FBI collected millions of email addresses used by Emotet operators in their malware campaigns as part of the cleanup operation. So they infiltrated everything. They took over the entire infrastructure. They gathered all of the email addresses, millions of email addresses used in spam campaigns, so that they could all be blocked immediately. They basically shut this system down. The Emotet banking Trojan has been active since at least 2014, so this was a devastating takedown for them. The botnet is operated by a threat actor tracked as TA542. The infamous banking Trojan was also used to deliver other malicious codes such as TrickBot and QBot Trojans, or ransomware such as Conti, Prolock, Ryok, and Egregor. So Emotet was a fundamental piece of ransomware delivery, malware delivery, Trojan delivery. It was everywhere. It was the bedrock, you could call it, for all of these hackers to be able to do their work. And all of a sudden it's gone. Now, last week, researchers from multiple cybersecurity firms, Cryptolamus, GData, Advanced Intel, reported that the threat actors are using the TrickBot, which they used to deliver. Now they're using this particular TrickBot Trojan malware to deliver Emotet again. They're using it to drop the Emotet loader on infected devices. Now, so far, like I said, there's been nothing new here, but now we have the frame of mind of what the news story was. Researchers from Advintel believe that the return will have a significant impact on the ransomware operations in the threat landscape, likely the largest threat ecosystem shift in 2021 and beyond, due to three reasons. Emotet's unmatched continuous loader capabilities, the correlation between these capabilities and the demand of the contemporary cybercrime market, the return of the TrickBot-Emotet ransomware triad resulted from the first 2 points. The Emotet botnet was resurrected by its former operator, who was convinced by the Conti ransomware gang. These guys were so desperate to have the security and safety and the foundational piece to their whole puzzle that Emotet once was, that they pulled these guys and they convinced them to come out of retirement to rebuild the Emotet botnet. The shutdown of the Emotet operation resulted in the lack of high-quality initial access brokers. So Emotet was so integral in their functioning systems that they've convinced this gang to come out of retirement and rebuild. QBot and TrickBot used Emotet's service to deploy multiple ransomware strains, as I mentioned before, Conti, Dopampimer, Egregor, Prolock, Ryok, as well as others. Most likely because other groups were unable to replicate such capabilities. After leaving cyberspace in January 2021, Emotet left a vacuum that was not filled even with Massloader, also known as Hanseater. Other botnets like Qbot attempted to step in but largely failed as a persistent and continuous loader system, states the report published by Adventel. This created a major interruption within ransomware supply chains. After the takedown of Emotet, the demand for an efficient source of high-quality access and advanced dissemination was not matched with a proper supply. There's only one Emotet, is what they're saying. It's the most important. It was the most efficient. It was the best at what it did. And then it was gone. So they convinced it to come back online. Now, the vacuum left by Emotet shutdown underscores the importance of the Emotet resurgence. For this reason, its return will have a major impact on the threat landscape. With ransomware as a services disappearing, traditional groups like Ryuk or Conti, TA505, and Evil Corp regained a pivotal role in the threat landscape, attracting talented malware specialists searching for a stable and ordered operational environment. So all the small guys were getting tired of being like, playing whack-a-mole with the authorities, and they were looking for a more secure and safer environment or operation for them to just do their job, as opposed to scattering around and rebuilding every 2 seconds. In this scenario, the alliance between Conti Group, TrickBot Gang, and Emotet's operators could push up the ransomware operations. The Conti operations will leverage Emotet to deliver their payload to high-value targets. So, what can we learn? Now, Emotet's return is not coincidental. It is caused by major shifts in the overall cybercrime domain. The growing monopolization of the ransomware world, which is rapidly conquered by only a few highly organized criminal corporations, leads to better opportunities for criminal ventures like the Emotet botnet developers. Larger organized crime groups have higher profits, working together in sort of a liaison type business model. Now, this has been proven by the alliance of TrickBot, Emotet, and Ryuk, which are the 3 major players of the pre-2019 cybercrime hierarchy. In late 2021, as the smaller actors, these little guys, are losing their impact and their power, while larger ones are becoming even larger, the new criminal alliance between TrickBot, Emotet, and Conti is a logical avenue for criminals. This means that the landscape for ransomware, malware, and Trojans is becoming one run by large organizations of these hackers. It's moving away from the scrappy little guys who find a hole and take advantage of it until it gets closed and they move on and rinse and repeat. This is a much more organized operation with deeper pockets and a much larger set of skills. Now imagine a small group of, say, 5 people, each with their own skills. Now imagine a group of 50, 100, 500 all working together to build new Trojans, malware variants, work on exploits for various technologies, or put their tools to use for one vulnerability against multiple companies at exactly the same time. Now, this could very likely be the near future. Large criminal organizations picking cybersecurity companies and major corporations apart due to their size and their sheer power. So we need to work on sprucing up our security policies, our plans, and checks and balances to stay vigilant in our reviews of these practices to ensure that our current setup meets the security policies of the plan we created. Things change. New technologies come up. Old technologies go out. New threats arise. So our plans and our policies need to reflect these changes. With that, I say thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already, and smash the bell if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.